This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Power on. Power on.
It's time to take your place on the starting grid and get ready for Racer Radio. Your host, Dave Stahl, about to take you for a white-knuckled lap around the motorsports industry, covering everything from top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Watch for the apex, because here comes Racer Radio with Dave Stahl.
All right, folks, welcome to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
We got Craig Wesser in the house, lives up in the El Segundo area.
Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, pull your phone or your phone, microphone. And we were just talking about the El Segundo Driving Museum, and you're going to love this. I was up there, and who was there but Joey Logano.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I got to go for a ride around the block with Joey Logano in a 1914 Model T.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
He drives just as fast in a Model T as he does in his Mustang, I'm telling you.
He has to drive fast today. Didn't he start in the back, too?
So, probably so. So how long you been driving drag racing?
Well, I've had two phases. I had a phase when I was in college. I actually went to school down here at UC San Diego.
Okay.
For my sophomore year.
Right.
And at that time, Carlsbad was running. And
with the bump at the end?
yeah, exactly. And all the dirt and everything else. Great track, though. I mean, a lot of storied people race there. Anyway, they had a deal for high school students and college students come down and bring the cars down. So my roommate that you get set up with at the dorms happened to be a drag racer, and
one thing led to another.
Had a 340 Duster, and I had a 65 Mustang. So we went up a couple times and uncorked the headers and pretended like we were John Force and had a great time, So we did that, and then I finished up my degree at Long Beach State. And at the time I was going there, they had Brotherhood Raceway at Terminal Island. Big Willie Robinson.
Oh, Big Willie.
Yeah.
God, look, goosebumps. I haven't heard his name.
Oh, yeah. So
super cool dude.
So I'd take the Mustang over there and flog it, uncork the headers, flog it, beat it up.
Take it home, fix it.
Well, which was pretty stupid.
It was your daily driver, right?
And I was working, going to school, and so I had to get from point A to point B, living off campus. What a dummy.
And you still pounded the snot out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can get another 10th out of it.
Yeah, I know I can.
So anyway, that was the first stint, and then, life happened.
Yeah, family, work.
Yeah. And as I have two daughters, grown now, Kelly and Kate, and as they were getting towards the end of high school, I realized I'm going to get a hobby or something, because
I'm going to have time on my
softball
hands.
coaching and driving around, everything was going to end, right?
Yeah, so you're doing all that.
So I bought a 63 Nova, and it was a street car, and it was a nice street car. I like working on the cars, so I did all that stuff, 4-link rear end and independent front suspension, all that kind of stuff, and did all the mechanical work, and then I started hitting the coffee in the cars and the car shows.
But you were just sitting there staring at each other.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You go to one.
Watching paint dry.
And the thing is, it's all the same cars.
Yep.
It's all the same people. And they're great people.
Which is the right thing for some people.
Yeah. Well,
right.
If they want their cars to, be polished all the time and never get a scratch and not be driven hard, then it's great for you.
Well, I have to tell you a cute story. So I do local television here in San Diego. And prior to COVID, I mean, a car club would come to KUSI to promote their event. And then when they, then everybody on TV would see it and they would go and it would bump their attendance by 30, 40%. The only problem was they'd come to KUSI, park all their cars on the patio, and not leave. I go, you have to leave. Go. It's like shooing chickens because they think they're at a car show.
Yeah.
They get their chairs out. They start talking. I go, no, you got to leave. I got other things coming on.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it is with those things. So
But
got
it
pretty
wasn't
old.
enough for you.
So
what is that, a 62 or 63?
63.
63.
Yeah, it had a small block of 350. It was a mild car.
Two-door post.
Yep. It was actually a sedan or a hardtop.
It is a hardtop.
No post. It was a nice car.
Yeah. Still is, isn't it?
I know he said was.
Well,
I just caught that.
I think it's still a nice car. It's up in Escondido. The guy that bought it from me was in Escondido.
You haven't wadded it up yet, have you?
No. Well, that was the problem, Dave. I decided, well, enough of the car show thing. And my brother had been racing. Jeff had been racing down at Verona for about 15 years. And I'd been down watching and crew chiefing, that stuff for him. So I decided, well, take the Nova down. So I rented a U-Haul trailer, dragged it down here. And first couple of times I went, oh, this is it.
I got the bug.
Yeah. And so I raced that car for 2 years, got 2 bracket wins at Verona in it. So it was competitive, but it was not a race car.
Right.
And so after 2 years, I sold it with the money and bought a previously built but somewhat dilapidated race car, 65 Chevelle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You sold it.
I sold it. And you know what's interesting about that transaction is the money I got for a really nice street car more than paid for the race car. And I had leftover money for when things break.
Oh.
So the economics were really there.
So then you had a Chevelle.
So that's what I have now. So my latest stint, I've been at, this is my 5th full-time season in NHRA Summit Racing. And my second, this will be my 3rd season with the Chevelle, 65 Chevelle. And it's stepped up quite a bit. It's quite a bit quicker.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
I saw him race yesterday.
Well, if you saw it last year, it would have been in primer.
Oh.
And then it looked old school.
Oh, yeah, old school.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful.
So,
Electric blue.
It's really a great car. And I've learned to drive it right. And every once in a while, blind squirrel finds a nut and I win a race.
Do you go head-to-head with your brother?
Oh, yeah. We don't choose to. We actually make strategies about not lining up next to each other, but it happens.
There was random pairing yesterday, correct?
Random pairing all through the day. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes we're on a ladder, but again, the ladder's often predicated on reaction times in a certain round, and so you could just as easily have to race each other. It happens.
Yeah.
It's just part of the deal.
I thought you sent me pictures of his car.
I did. I know. I saw you making weird faces at me while he was talking. Look for blue. Look for like electric blue.
For some reason.
It was beautiful. And some of the body is original and some is not,
Yeah,
thanks to Steve asking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brittany visited me yesterday. It was great. She walked up and introduced herself, and it was like, oh, this is so cool. She's at the races. So,
And hey, Dave, Steve was so interested in this.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome. He kept, just one more question.
Brittany was ready to walk off, and he goes, no, I got another question.
Well,
here.
it's race day. For me, I have to idle in race zone. Yeah. I can't go in and out. You probably can. You're more experienced.
Well, actually, though, drag racing is a little bit like that, because your runs last 6 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And
right.
there's a lot of time sitting around, putting gas in the car, talking with each other. And,
that's what I hate.
Well,
or sitting in this. I mean, I've had a chance. I see you have a Crower cap on.
I do.
I've driven Steve Zimmerman's Killer Crower.
Yeah. You've driven that car?
Yeah. So
I'm impressed.
And
well,
not
well
the new one, not the one he's got now,
Okay.
the one where the front engine.
Yeah.
This one, the new one's a rear engine.
Gotcha.
I was telling him the other day, I said, dude, give me the wheel. He said, well, it's a lot faster than the other one. I don't care. It's still only 8th mile. How much faster can I go? Because I drove the first one, cut an 04 light, won the race.
Yeah.
And okay, that was fun. Lasted, 3-4 seconds?
Right, exactly.
So I got to go back, sit in the staging lane. He says, you want to do it again? How long do I got to sit here this time? Well, 40, 45 minutes? No. It's hot out here. If I'm going to race, I want to race. I want to get out there. And
yesterday was perfect.
Beautiful
But
day.
was it perfect for racing? He breaks out this electronic box. It's telling the temperature and the O2.
Sweetheart, that's drag racing.
Yeah, I learned yesterday.
Yeah, it's not just you pull up against another guy and you just stand on it and whoever wins, wins.
I understand.
Yeah, it takes.
She got a flavor for it.
She get a good education.
I think so.
Was Steve interested?
He was. That's what I loved about it.
Well, what's he got under the cover?
A 63 Galaxy.
Little on the heavy side.
Yeah,
little on the heavy
that's right.
side.
Yeah.
But I mean, that'd be a perfect bracket race car.
Well, that's the thing about bracket racing. It doesn't matter how quick your car is,
Yeah,
as long as it repeats.
We came up in an O2 Toyota Tacoma.
You could have
And he
raced.
says to the lady,
Could race
so
it.
how much? $30. No, to race, $50.
Yeah.
Like it would only been $20 more.
And you could have done it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Next time, you come up.
A lot of people talk.
Yeah,
And then
but-
you strap yourself in.
Yeah, but Steve might get the bug. You never know.
I'd support it.
I would too. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, folks, welcome back to Racer Radio on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
Yeah, you got to put those on so you can hear. By the way, when Chris is getting ready for us to go on break, he's almost coming out of his chair, jumping in the air.
Oh, we can't see it. Oh, behind your back.
Yeah, and Brendan he just lets the music go. If Stahl ever gets around to it. Now, the difference is, Chris is over here, and Chris is going, pick up the phone, pick up the mic. And Brandon's over here just kind of rolling with the music.
In here.
Yeah. Can't you tell? He's got all your music. Hey, we got Dirt Dude on the line, I think. Dirt Dude.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, bud.
Just kicking chickens. How about you?
I just, working around the garage again. It's a typical Sunday. Getting ready to go walk my dog for a while and have some dinner and, chat with you guys.
Good.
So, Dirt Dude, have you been listening? We have a drag racer in. I just saw him race it.
From your neighbors.
Verona. Did you hear about that?
At Verona?
He raced at Verona yesterday.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering if he's tried our track. I thought you went all the way up to, Pomona for big drag racing.
No, but he's that good. He is, usually I get to introduce our guests. I don't know. Dave got so excited he introduced you. It's okay, but I would have said that he was 2021 King of the Track. So when Dirt Dude's done, maybe you can explain how you earned that.
Sure.
But with tires, he keeps nodding like, I'm having a hard... Oh, I mean, even NASCAR's having...
Well, I actually am due to replace my rear slicks and went on Summit and ordered some. And, 1 month went by.
Back order.
Yeah, exactly. So I called Hoosier. I said, what's going on? They said, can't find anybody to work. Make tires. I said, well, you want me to fly back and help?
Right? I think there's a bunch of racers. So I'll help.
It's even worse than that. Talking to Discount Tire, because I bought a tire for the 70 Plymouth Roadrunner 446 back air grabber. 4-speed.
That's the title.
And I just wanted a tire for the spare, but it had to be a BF Goodrich, TA radial. And he says, because he knows how many cars I've got, he says, all those cars with the 14-inch tires and wheels? I go, yeah. He says, you better start buying tires. I go, what are you talking about? He says, not only can we not get any people to work, but we can't get the materials. They're not even growing the materials it takes to make tires.
The rubber trees?
Because of shortages of people and...
So all divisions are probably, it sounds like, at Verona. All divisions are going to struggle.
Yeah.
Well, I know, when I was looking, for when the Winter Nationals coming on here for Cocopah, they were saying, they usually get 500 tires shipped to their warehouse, and they're like, we only got 50. It's like everything is down. You can't get full amounts of everything. Everything is just on limited order right now, and everything's back ordered or not enough to fulfill the needs.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to educate a lot of drivers that when tires do start to become available, there's going to be some serious stockpiling. What do you want to bet?
I hope not.
Well, you got to be careful of that with drag racing. You can't store a tire for too long or it loses its sticky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, especially with drag racing.
Drag racing, you can't, on a dirt track, you can re-groove a tire. You can sipe a tire. You can make a tire last. Drag racing, once you've done it, you've done it. You can't.
Yeah.
Or like you said, you can't buy it, let it sit in the garage.
Yeah.
Because then it deteriorates.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to treat myself to one set this season because I siped and grooved and ground for 2 seasons. I'm like, I can get myself one set. No, I'm getting myself one tire.
You remind me of The Fastest Indian.
The movie?
Yeah, where he had the tires from the 1900s. He just kept putting shoe polish on them to fill the cracks.
It's about what I was doing the last 2 years. I take hand-me-downs.
So have you heard any news about tires? I mean, or are we just in a creek, up a creek?
Me or your guest?
No, you. Have you
know
heard?
Everything, Dirt Dude.
I haven't. I know they're going to be our tire sponsors are when we get them, we'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
They're trying to order as many as they can, but no matter how many you order, they're only going to ship you a certain amount of what they have. They're not going to fulfill your order because they have to fulfill everyone else's order. Every other garage is ordering tires too. So,
and
I think it'll get by.
I put in my calendar March 31st. Call Wayne Miller. Ask if he's getting 215s. He says he's going to order them in May. I put it in my calendar. That's how desperate I am.
That's why you're doing it.
That's how desperate I am.
Put your money down, reserve one. Put them on layaway or something, and be like, I want them there when I'm ready.
Just one. So I'm not going to hoard them. I don't have that.
Thank you, Ken. I wasn't able to find.
That's the one you're going to put on the right rear for you. You're going to have to just put the new one on the right rear and then put the rest around somewhere else.
Yeah.
The condition they're in.
Exactly. I do that in the front. You put the new one on the right, and then you hardly need a front left in dwarf cars.
Yeah, they're on the ground. I mean, it's never on the ground.
I tried to argue with an official like that because it was flat. It was at Cottage Grove. I was telling you I got in a tangle and I just loved it and I wanted to keep going. And I just seen like a race before Darren Brown had a really low front left and he was able to finish and win, and that's when I learned you don't need that. But I'm telling the official that he's all, no, 37, you need to exit. Nah, I don't mind, it's just the front left. And I hear in my ear, sorry, 37, you're gonna have to leave the track. but it's front left.
Always stay on. You can always stay on unless it comes off the bead.
Yeah.
Usually right rear is the one when they're flat on the right rear. Yeah, you're not going to go any further.
Off.
But like on the left side, if they go and they're flat, as long as they stay on the bead and they're not going to tear up the track, they could be dead flat and you can still carry them.
See, I should have had you talk to the officials.
Well, see, the thing of it is you had to go fast enough to keep that wheel off the ground. Not bagging on you, but
No, that was a good weekend. I probably could have pulled it off.
Darn.
I got a hard charger.
Well, I made an order to Summit the other day, and one of the things I threw in there was a durometer to measure the hardness of the tires. I figured, if I got to run these, I ought to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I was checking tires yesterday.
Did he actually sell you a durometer?
Yeah, I bought one.
Well, at least I had one.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I mean, I'm telling you, it's crazy that stuff's just running out left.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid. I won't be able to run a full season just because I really physically won't have everything.
Yeah.
Isn't there some car out there or golf cart that's got your tires on it?
Hoosiers? I don't think so.
Can't you just write Hoosier?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
You just got to know
rattle can.
You just got to know how to spell
Make
it.
sure I put the I in there.
Now, I think they got a tech people at Verona that might look a little closer than that.
Just keep them moving.
Yeah. So
April 2nd.
Is that going to affect? You think that's going to affect the season, Dirt Dude?
I don't think so. You're talking like still 2-3 months away, and I'm sure, it depends on what happens here, war going on and everything else. But
grind and groove, we'll have siping lessons.
We're trying to turn everything around, so.
Yeah, well, it's and it's crazy. We think we're getting out of this pandemic. We think we can go back racing, and now this. Just never a dull moment is the same.
Never a dull moment. We're all in the same.
Worst part's going to be gas prices because it goes anywhere. It's going to be $5-10 to get somewhere in a gallon of gas. So
yeah, because that's not getting better. That's going to get worse.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I know. It's crazy. All right, buddy. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to walking the dog right here.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. Dirt Dude, the announcer extraordinaire at Verona Speedway.
Yes, he is.
FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
All right, folks. Welcome back. You are listening to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Why do you have two fingers up?
Because I have two questions I would love to ask before we leave.
Me or Craig?
Craig.
That's what I thought. I'm going home.
Sorry, Dave.
I'm leaving. I'm just leaving.
Well, first of all, I would like to know how you earned or what that title, King of the Track, means. And then second, I asked you off air, but I didn't want the answer yet. About Outlaw. Yeah.
So
free T-shirt.
Yeah, right. I'll start with the King of the Track. It's an event held at most NHRA tracks that do ET racing like they do at and it's sponsored by Summit Racing and NHRA that both sanction the race. But the way Verona runs it, it's probably done a little differently in every track, is they create 4 classes. 3 of the typical ones they run for Summit, ET, Race, Sportsman, Pro, Super Pro. And then they have a 4th one called a Gambler. And any one of those people from the other classes can get in the Gambler. So the Gambler is kind of a catch-all group. Mm-hmm. And they allow cars to double enter, so you can enter 2 classes. Some will do Sportsman and Pro, some will do Pro and Gambler. And they run those like a normal bracket. So single elimination bracket, and they create 4 champions for the race. And then those 4 champions have a shootout, a 4-car shootout for King of the Track.
Got
So
it.
that's how
Everything came
guess
together.
Who got it?
Yeah. Well, 2020, I was runner-up, and I raced a guy named Gary Harefield, who's probably he's one of the best racers, I think, in the country, is bracket racing. the kind of stuff we do.
So explain bracket racing for people that may not know what that is.
It's a form of racing, drag racing specifically, that allows any car of any speed or ET, elapsed time capability, to race against any other. And I like to say it's a little bit like liar's poker. You got to put a number on your car in seconds.
Physically, listeners, they physically write that number on the windshield.
Put on shoe polish, and the other driver will do the same. And if one guy puts 10 seconds on a car, another guy puts 8 seconds on a car, well, one car gets a 2-second head start, and then whoever gets to the finish line wins. So it's a way of equalizing different cars and having.
But if you put a 10 on your car, and then I put an 8 on mine, and you break out and do it in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit.
There's a whole lot, because he says he's using whole numbers.
Yeah.
But he's talking all the way to the
tenths.
He was saying thousandths actually yesterday.
so I in 2020 I raced Gary in the King of the Track final, lost, and then I win the first round of the King of the Track shootout this year, 2021. And who do I see again, Gary?
Yeah.
You're going, geez.
So, but I've been there before, so it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable here. And so we line up, and, track's dark, half the people are gone, and,
of course they are.
And so we take off, and at the hit, one of the things in bracket racing is reaction time, how quickly you react to the green light.
Right.
And so I had him 11 thousandths to the better on my light, if I remember correctly. And I had him 12 thousandths of a second better on the light. And his car ran closer to his ET dial-in by 11 seconds. So the margin of victory at the end of the track was 1,000th of a second. And at 100 miles an hour, which is about what my car goes to the end of the track,
that's blinking of an eye.
That translates to 2 inches.
Wow.
Oh.
And so the only way I knew I won is my wind light came on. There's a light on the K-rail. Wind light came on, and I have to say there was a little bit of party going on in that Chevelle.
You think? Since he got you last time.
So
a little bit of party going on.
It was huge. And the thing about the King of the Track that is pretty special. See, normally we race, if you win a bracket race, you'll get an envelope. In the envelope, there's some money. That's always good. But there's a little sticker. It's like your kids you teach, right? We're more excited about that sticker, win sticker.
Yeah,
it's a Corona winner.
Yeah, you have to earn that sticker.
But the King of the Track race comes with, because it's an NHRA sanctioned race that they do special. Comes with the coveted Wally Trophy, which is the official trophy of the NHRA.
You actually got a Wally?
Yeah,
I'm having goosebumps.
Yeah, and so when I took delivery of that, it was just amazing.
Did you tear
pretty
up?
special day. I don't think I teared up, but it was.
You ever been to John Force's place in Loma Linda?
I haven't. No.
Have you?
Don't go.
He probably didn't know where to put another one.
It used to be an Infinity car dealership.
Yeah.
And when he bought it, Infinity says, no, you're not going to turn this into a drag race shop. He goes, yes, I am, and the place is spotless. But when you walk in the door, just Wallies everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's a pretty incredible guy.
Yeah, no,
when it comes to drag racing.
He really is. Well, you mentioned, your previous caller mentioned, the accessibility of the racers at drag races.
Yeah, that's so
I was
cool.
at Pomona last weekend, and John Force was out taking pictures with kids.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
I tell people, if you're going to go to an NHRA race, don't get close to the trailers or the cars, because you can either end up with a wrench or a rag.
If you're lucky.
Well,
but
serious.
It's part of the ticket. It's not like you have to be any more special than the next person.
No.
Yeah, and this is the top level, which now I should have held three fingers. Can I ask another question?
Yes, well, you can always ask questions.
So I do still want to know this outlaw thing, but I brought this up on air one of those days we didn't have a guest and we were just on the fly, and I think you're the right person to ask. And this is just my theory. Everyone can hate me and disagree. But it seems like I haven't found another sport outside of drag racing where females are truly as competitive as males. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like if you have a male and a female soccer player or teams, I'm putting my money on the male team.
Okay, well, let's re-ask that question. Okay. Why do you think girls do as well as they do?
There you go.
In drag racing versus other forms of motorsports?
That's what I wanted to ask.
Well,
I knew you did.
Yeah. let's see. I'm not really sure I know how to answer the question, other than to say that drag racing is something that it doesn't necessarily require a lot of strength.
Right.
Requires great hand-eye coordination.
Right.
Reaction, absolutely. And there's nothing about genders that really comes into play about that.
Emotions. I think guys have a tendency to get their testosterone a little out of whack. Maybe it's not going as well. Where a girl, you tell the girl, okay, get in the car. Here's what I want you to do. Go do it. And the girl gets in the car, does what you want me to do, and goes and does it. She has no preconceived notions until maybe they get up into the Ashley Forces and the Leah Pruitts. But I think a junior drag racing, they just have an attitude about it to where they just go in and do exactly what you tell them to do. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's an element of that.
Not
for sure.
that you needed to have the answer. We can move on to outlaw. It's just
fine.
I haven't found another sport where they truly can hold their own. Erica and Leah and Courtney and Brittany, they hold their own, and there's no powder puff division necessary. They
and
hold
anybody gender can go do that.
Yeah,
if a girl wants to be a boy,
whatever you want to
go.
identify as, go do. And it's not a political thing. It's just I haven't found another sport.
I haven't either.
And the testosterone and estrogen, they influence muscle mass, bone density, flexibility. Where drag racing is reaction.
Mental. It's mental.
Yeah, it is. It's a very mental game. Very.
Yeah.
And girls could be mental. Okay, so tell me about outlaw. Sorry. I saw outlaw everywhere yesterday, and it almost seemed like it was a generic term. And
no,
overused.
It's not.
Okay, what does outlaw mean?
You happen to pick a time when there were quite a few of us there.
Okay.
But there's sort of this racing banner called Outlaw Racing, and the central figure in Outlaw Racing is a guy named Jim Woods, and he's like a lot of these celebrities. He goes by just one name. Everybody knows. Everybody knows
Woody?
It's Woody. Yeah. If you look him up in the standings on Verona's website, Craig Wesser and John Hildebrand and Pete Reed and Woody.
Yeah.
Anyway, Woody's been at this for about 50 years.
Oh, okay.
And he's been driving the Outlaw Corvette for most of those years. Raced up in Northern California. He actually was a part of the track operation at Carlsbad.
Uh-huh.
And we're a group of like-minded racers. He's our central figure. We believe in sportsmanship. We believe in being helpful to other racers. If someone comes up to our pit, we're the kind of people that if we have something on our trailer or our truck that they need, it's theirs.
Yeah, right.
We don't cry when we lose. We don't stick our finger in somebody's face when we win. We're sportsmen, and so that's a sense of pride that we have.
I like this.
But
actually, we don't cry in public.
You called me on it.
Hey, I know what it's like to lose. I don't know, and I know what you said.
So is it more like an association? It's not a team.
A brotherhood.
A brotherhood.
Yeah, Woody likes to say it's not a team. It's not a club.
It's a brotherhood.
It is, and we recognize that we have the same values, and so I was invited to be part of that group when I started racing.
Oh, so it's an invitation only?
It kind of is.
Is it two wheels and four wheels?
No, it's just drag racing.
Well, there is two-wheel drag.
There's 10 of us right now, I think, roughly.
Okay.
And we all race at Verona, and we travel together when we go out of town. And
there you go.
I like what it stands for.
And last night we had Pete Reed and cooked up tri-tip and baked potatoes.
Holy cow! Didn't get that invite.
So we do, and we drink beer at the end of the race and have a good time sitting on the tailgate.
Talking
about racing.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Fill her with more drag race fans.
Will do.
Maybe we'll get Woody in here sometime.
That'd be great. I think it'd be great here.
I think it'd be a hoot.
Nice.
As always, Brittany, my dear.
I knew it was going to be a good one.
You always do good ones. All right. We're going to have to hit the road. Gun Owners Radio. What?
Boat racer next week.
Oh, you got a boat racer next week? Ooh, right here on Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.